Today we're going to compare two very similar yet very different ships. Two of the world's best and newest cruise ships that are essentially the same design but with very contrasting interiors. If you're a Cunard or a Holland America Line fan or planning a vacation and simply cannot decide between the two, this video may reveal a few surprises. Holland America Line's flagship MS Rotterdam and Cunard Line's brand new Queen Anne are both Pinnacle Class ships, built around the same basic design, size and platform. As you can see here, the external elements of the Pinnacle Class ships are very alike, but that's where the similarity ends. The question is, which cruise line has put this class of ship to best use? Which line has used the space more creatively? Which one would you prefer to sail on? In this review, we'll be giving our own verdict of the 14 main venues of each ship side by side, and then you can make your own mind up as to which you prefer. This video will definitely divide opinion. Are you ready? Let's go! First, some stats. Queen Anne is 3 years newer and around 10% larger than Rotterdam. She also has one extra deck for those extra 328 guests, but the guest-to-crew ratio is very similar. We suggest you pause this video along the way to get a good look at each comparison. Let's start in the theatres. Rotterdam's theatre is the 714-seat World Stage, a theatre in the round design with 270-degree seating wrapped around a circular stage with high-definition LED screens that extend well beyond the stage into the room's perimeter. In our view, it is a much more modern design compared to Queen Anne's traditional layout, with the stage at the front. However, we found the Queen Anne's seats to be wider, better cushioned and more comfy. Overall though, Rotterdam takes this one for its imaginative shape. Queen Anne's Queen's Room divides opinion more than any other area of Cunard's newest ship. Queen's rooms are supposed to be the grandest ballrooms at sea, but compared to Rotterdam's B.B. King's Blues Club and Lincoln Center stage, it feels smaller, quite claustrophobic, more bland in design and, quite frankly, less inviting. Let's just take a look at the two and tell us what you think. We absolutely love what Holland America Line has done with this space. It just looks richer, much more detailed, more open, and the dance floor is larger and more usable. In all honesty, the whole room just looks more elegant. Sorry Cunard, our decision here is a no-brainer. In front of B.B. King's on Deck 2 is where you'll find two venues on Rotterdam, the first being the Rolling Stone Rock Room, an open area hosting nightly band-based rock music, which is right up my street. After all, I am a semi-retired metalhead. In contrast, in the same area on Deck 2 on Cunard, there's the Bright Light Society, a venue that hosts brilliant interactive and original plays and shows and also doubles as a nightclub. We loved the Bright Light Society a lot, but given my head-banging heritage, I'm going to call this one a draw. Opposite the Rolling Stone Rock Room on Rotterdam is Billboard Onboard, another music venue that hosts dueling grand piano players as they take requests from the audience in an interactive evening of ad hoc musical fun. Whiskey Bar Notes is also featured here, and overall is a beautifully designed space full of rich colours and tones. By contrast, Cunard has put their Golden Lion pub here, a firm favourite of the Cunard faithful, and expanded for Queen Anne. This one is a very hard one to call as they are both signature venues and loved by most. You can't deny the draw of a traditional British pub with live music, but you can't deny what Holland America Line have done with the design of Billboard Onboard. For all you golfers out there, this hole is halved. Up to Deck 3 now, and both ships have the casinos in exactly the same area. The muted pastel shades of the Cunard Casino are quite classy, but are casinos meant to be muted, or are they meant to be bold, bright and brash to complement all those manic screens and spirited bustle of nightly gaming? We never go into casinos, so we haven't a clue, but we think Holland America Line's casino is much more in keeping with that theme. So if it's glitz you're looking for, Rotterdam takes this one. Let the battle of the cafes commence. Cunard have done a wonderful job with the Carinthia lounge. Set amongst these wonderful floor-to-ceiling sea view windows wrapped around the grand lobby, this sunny venue is a lovely place to chill with a coffee and a cake, or something savoury as the small plates menu changes throughout the day. But wait! The Grand Dutch Cafe on Rotterdam is, in our view, even more elegant, with its blue and white colour scheme and, well, Grand Dutch Cafe style. Of course, it's up to you which you prefer, the simple elegance of the Cunard Lounge or the ornate details of Rotterdam's heavily themed venue. For its design touches that put a smile on your face everywhere you look, for us it's another win for Rotterdam. But please, let us have your opinion. Now to one of the main areas that should provide that wow factor, the atriums of these Pinnacle Class cousins. Queen Anne's grand lobby is certainly a departure from her sister's designs. This magnificent sweeping staircase dominates the circular three-storey lobby and is the ship's photographer's formal night dream. But the weird lenticular wall mural is messy to the eyes and does take a bit of getting used to. Packed with easily accessible venues all round, this lobby is grand in name and grand in nature. Rotterdam designers have gone round the twist with their atrium, with this giant helix-like sculpture spiralling through the decks in its centre. It's certainly imposing, and like Queen Anne, there's a host of venues wrapped around it, and it does its job of catching your attention. But the lack of feature staircase like the stunning grand lobby on Queen Anne means that, in our opinion, despite that rather jarring mural, Cunard gets the thumbs up as our favourite. Now, every Pinnacle Class ship has a two-storey main dining room at the aft of the ship, and both Queen Anne and Rotterdam have absolute stunners. The colossal pair of tree-like columns towering up from deck 2 of the Britannia restaurant fan out across the ceiling and really make you stop in your tracks. Classic colours of navy and ruby red play well with the golden cream finishes. Yes, this is classic Cunard style. Rotterdam turns up the funk factor to 11 with their imaginatively titled Dining Room. The name may be bland, but the venue certainly isn't. We've always commented on how wild HAL's carpet designs are, and it's no different here. The colour scheme is very distinctly yellow, blue and white, and the ribcage-like pillars curving up into deck 3 reminds us of being inside a giant sea creature, albeit one with an exceptionally clean stomach, laid out with elegant tables and chairs. This sea monster obviously takes gut health extremely seriously. Joking aside though, we think for being completely bold, and a touch bonkers, Rotterdam wins by a tentacle. The aft pool is a magnet for sun worshippers, and neither Queen Anne or Rotterdam have messed with a winning formula here. Queen Anne's Panorama Pool Club is a refreshing improvement over her older sister's rather drab aft pools, and has very much captured the beach club vibe. We love the stripy pool surround and huge crescent moon sofa seating. The bar is well shaded, but still feels bright and open. Rotterdam's sea view pool is much more an angular affair with octagonal dual hot tubs and geometric pool surround, not a curve in sight. That doesn't make it any less inviting though, and it really is down to what pleases your eye, rather than which has better facilities. Even the bar is very similar to Queen Anne's. It comes down to one choice. Do you like curves or angles? I'm going to call this one a draw. One of the largest spaces on board any sizable ship is the self-service buffet area. Buffet seems such a 70s word, doesn't it? That's probably why Queen Anne calls hers the Artisan's Food Hall, while Rotterdam's is called the Lido Market. Much more Covent Garden, darlings. Each of these venues has open seating areas along the sides and well-organised themed food stations in the middle. Both are excellent, but the seating areas are very different in design, with Rotterdam's looking distinctly like a 1950s American diner. Both are fresh and nicely executed, but the bright, cheeky design of Rotterdam's Lido Market with its strong American vibes takes our buffalo wings and Coke float here. Both ships have a Mediterranean-themed speciality restaurant, both situated off the food hall market thingies. Tramonto on Queen Anne does a good job of making you feel happy when you walk in, with yellows and blues being the cheery colour scheme, although I got slight, and only slight, kids club vibes about it. Disregarding my brain's obvious glitches, overall though it's really pretty, and we had a lovely meal in here. Canaletto on Rotterdam is one of our favourite Italian eateries at sea, and it's not just for the food. There's a lot less play and more class about the colours and decor, and that's not a bad thing at all. The tables have crisp tablecloths, the chairs are solid and look expensive, and it just feels like Holland America Line have invested more into the furnishings and details than Cunard. We come to the conclusion that this opinion runs throughout the Rotterdam. More thought and hard cash spent on little luxurious details than on Queen Anne, which, being honest, surprised us a lot. More speciality dining next, and the area at the aft overlooking the rear pools. Cunard have placed Sir Samuel's and Ajiwa in this space, and they were our favourite dining venues on board. You can see all these dining venues in much more detail, including menus, in our Queen Anne dining guide. I'll leave a link at the end. Rotterdam hosts Tamarind and Nami Sushi here, and the whole area feels a lot darker in tone, but again feels more classy than Queen Anne's venues. At this stage I'm getting a little decision fatigue and I can't decide between the two, so let's call this one draw. That's such a cop-out, isn't it? Which one do you prefer? Another favourite area is right at the front, right at the top. And our all-time fave in this area is the Commodore Club on Cunard Line's ships. Any ship will do. Queen Anne has a Commodore Club to equal all Commodore Clubs, and Rotterdam is already against the ropes here because, yep, we are biased. There's one word for Queen Anne's Commodore Club: gorgeous. Actually, I have two more words: elegant and inviting. Rotterdam can't really be directly compared. Her crow's nest, the HAL equivalent to Commodore Club, has been partially elbowed to one side to make way for Exploration Central, and the crow's nest's usual cocktail bar has been changed to a cafe bar with cafe seating, albeit with some very lovely and smiley cafe staff. They even have the games room up here, so this whole area is definitely not a one-trick pony. But alas, Rotterdam, the crow's nest may be more functional, but Queen Anne is a clear points winner for sheer style and visually pleasing ambience. The main pool area is a huge investment for both ships in terms of functionality, style and comfort. Both have a superb retractable glass roof and several excellent casual dining options stationed around them. Queen Anne's Pavilion pool reflects a bygone era of pavilion pools with modern design touches. We think the blue and white tiles give it an assured sense of retro cool, and the offset cluster of hot tubs give a quirky asymmetric look. The Pavilion pool has two bars, one on each deck, a wellness eatery upstairs, and a burger bar and gelateria downstairs. We think they may have copied Rotterdam with these, as her dive-in burger joint and gelato counter occupy exactly the same position on the pool level. Rotterdam's pool has a more modern look with an angular pool and a trio of hot tubs that at the time of filming were full of bright red tulips. Don't worry, you'll not have these on your cruise. We were attending Holland America Line's 150th anniversary celebrations in, well, you guessed it, Rotterdam. In contrast to Queen Anne, there's the New York pizzeria upstairs and the aforementioned dive-in and gelato downstairs, and of course a well-stocked bar. Tough one to call here, but Rotterdam's cushioned sunbeds were head and shoulders above Queen Anne's bed-sore-inducing cushionless lounges and chairs, and there were also an array of luxurious day beds on Rotterdam too. So with such a slim margin in terms of overall design, Rotterdam sneaks into first with a higher overall comfort rating. Over to you now, dearest viewer. What's your favourite? Do you like the slightly conservative but relaxing tonal interiors of Queen Anne, or the more flirtatious decadence of Rotterdam? Please let us know in the comments. We hope you enjoyed our first cruise ship showdown. Let us know if you'd like to see more of these in the comments, and please watch these next for more of our adventures on Holland America Line and Cunard Line's Queen Anne. Thank you.